Hello and welcome to ICE Barcelona. We are currently having our podcast box here at the Alia booth, and welcome to the ACE Alliance podcast. Today I have very special guests with me from Voluum. I have Kamila Łuksza-Szpyt, pleasure to have you with us, and Martin Kumięga. Great
Hello,
to have
everyone.
both of you. Hello.
Thank you for organizing this.
Amazing. Yes. Martin, Kamila, we are currently at day 2 at ICE Barcelona. How has the event been for you so far?
For us, it's day 1, as we are mostly focused on user acquisition part, so IGB is our conference, and we just arrived yesterday. But it seems very interesting. A lot of people. This is the second year in Barcelona, and compared to last year, the IGB part grew significantly. Maybe it's a bit problematic, it's a bit further from ICE part, but it also opens up for more user acquisition conversations to stay in our group.
Kamila, how about you? How has ICE been for you?
Well, as Martin said, for us it's day 1, so we haven't arrived that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very surprising because I remember that in the past, in the early hours, the show, at least from our booth perspective, wasn't very busy. And today it was. Like, we really got some interesting leads right away. We started with the meetings. Obviously, it was really hard to get a cup and get here. But overall, we're very excited to be here.
I love to hear that, really. And Kamila, you were recently featured in the ACE Alliance iGaming Trend Book. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Share your thoughts on the iGaming affiliates. But I want to know, what are your first impressions from this trend book? How can it help other people?
I feel that we're, living in this age of abundance. So you have information from all over the place. It's basically not possible to keep track.
Yeah.
And I really like when companies like yours create such projects, because it allows you, in this one simple book, to have a lot of great insights from many different leaders from many different areas, right? Because you guys focus on affiliates, on the local side of business, on SEO. I think it's a very good read, a really nice one to just spend 10 minutes with your coffee or 15 minutes, go through it and get some great ideas on how to scale your business. Very nice one. I'm very happy to be featured.
Amazing. It's really great to have your thoughts there. Really insightful ones, I must say. And staying on the topic of affiliate marketing, this is one of the areas that really, we say iGaming keeps changing, but affiliate marketing is also something we really need to pay close attention to. And iGaming traffic for years relied very heavily on organic SEO affiliates, but recent data actually suggests that there's a massive shift towards programmatic and paid social, despite the very high costs that it has. Why are we seeing such an aggressive shift to paid right now? Is it just speed to market, or have the organic SEO affiliates started to dry up due to LLMs taking over? Maybe Martin, we could start with you.
Yeah, sure. So basically, the main trend, I would say, is the LLM and the AI shift in the global industry. So before, it took a lot of time to build a well-placed SEO website, but it was more or less long-lasting, and the algorithm updates on Google and other browsers, but mostly Google, they were happening, but not so frequently. But since, I think, 2 years ago, it was May 2024 when it started, and the updates of our algorithm were very urgent, very deep and dramatic, which led to the shift in the terms of placements. As we know, the best place to hide the corpse is on the second page of Google search, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons. But another is that there's more programmatic inventory available. So at least when you speak about programmatic, there are new DSPs entering iGaming market. So those which were focused on mainstream sources, e-commerce platforms, now they realize that iGaming it's possible. Also with changes in the regulations, like Brazil, which was regulated, it opened up a huge amount of DSP inventory. So I think these are these two trends. So more inventory and more awareness of mainstream markets regarding iGaming, and the complications around SEO.
I would also add that we wouldn't say that is as aggressive. I mean, it's definitely happening. I wish it was that aggressive. And I wish that I could say to my board, yes, the changes is happening like right now. But I feel that, there's still a lot of huge players that rely on SEO. They have been doing that for 10, 15, 20 years. We even spoke to one of them yesterday. But what is different is that there's a but. There's a but now. They're saying, okay, yes, we rely on SEO, but we know that it's time to diversify. We know that this is not the best time to just rely on a single source, because with everything that is changing, it's extremely risky. As Martin mentioned, the AI, the algorithm that happened, that Google launched, one thing can just happen and then your entire business is upside down. So it's really important to diversify, to make sure that you have different acquisition channels and you have lots of different ways to get new players on board.
Yeah, I love it. Diversification is super important.
And there's maybe one more trend we could highlight is the synergy between these two channels. So there is something, and not many people are familiar with that part of combination, paid SEO. When you have a very strong, present SEO website, but you drive extra paid media traffic and you combine it in one funnel. So then you see if they're investing in extra visibility on Facebook ads converts in more FTDs through your website.
Yeah, absolutely. And so global mobile game revenue was projected to hit about $98 billion by 2026. So we're now in 2026. It's projected even to $103 billion by 2027. And in iGaming, player behavior is really relying on mobile now. We can also see it in the African markets where mobile is really taking over the market. So when you look at data at Voluum, how is this switch from desktop to mobile changing? How media buyers track their campaigns? Are they struggling more with the app attribution versus traditional mobile web tracking?
So I would say the vast majority of this mobile movement is mobile web. So mobile web is still very present, and the optimization might be very similar in terms of setup and type of tracking than the regular the web traffic, so the desktop traffic. In that case, it's server, postback or pixel, and a smooth integration. And we see it, yes, especially on certain emerging markets, this mobile web is very present and very dominant. However, the new trend we noticed is that iGaming operators are building their own native mobile applications. And this native mobile traffic is something that is now on the tide, rising tide. Many operators, they don't publish these apps for affiliates so far because they're converting very well and the results are great, so they don't need to have the extra channel for monetization. But with the rise of more native applications, probably this demand for having extra traffic will come back. Another thing is that in case of regulations, because to get an app published on App Store or Google Play, you need to have fully regulated business, and sometimes it's maybe a bit problematic. In that case, there's PWA. So there's non-native apps, which are also a huge opportunity, and the interest of that among our clients we see is rising.
Amazing.
Yeah, and as Martin said, we do see the mobile web traffic on the rise. So there are lots of different ways. Like you have mobile web to mobile, mobile. What we're seeing, and when we're speaking with our clients, with both operators and affiliates, there is this growing need of being able to track everything, right? Because very often you just you have AppsLayer, right, or Kochava, and you have the mobile part of your business, but then you also want to do web, and you have a different tool for that. Right now, when the acquisition channels are so diversified, and you run your business in a much complex funnels, there's this really big need to have one tool that allows you to track everything, to attribute everything that is happening on the player side, to ultimately bring you more money.
Yeah, this sounds great. And at Volume, you really work with iGaming companies that are dealing with high volumes, intense fraud attempts, complex postback setups. Some other industries never even dreamed of. What's a specific tracking challenge that iGaming would solve that really other industries could learn from?
Yeah, I mean, I think that iGaming has one of the best professionals when it comes to SEO. Like, you guys are really amazing, and everything that you have built based on SEO traffic is great. Since iGaming is just entering the paid advertising market, I would say that the adoption of SEO is definitely growing. It's not as big as in, let's say, e-commerce, for example, or dating world. But this connection of SEO traffic and then paid advertising, the one that Martin mentioned at the beginning, the paid SEO, this is something that can really bring you the best of both worlds, right? Because you can use the pages that you have optimized with keywords that have a very high authority and have a very, very good content with the paid traffic. This is even more important right now when the LLMs are affecting the influx of traffic to the organic sites. So having both of these things, so iGaming SEO and then paid advertising and as postbacks, this can really help you to have a very nice, very profitable acquisition.
Amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
and to add on top of that is that still the industry needs to figure out how to connect the dots efficiently. So with tracking of the results of SEO campaigns, as SEO is the bread and butter of iGaming industry, we are great. But to have the combination for matching it with incoming traffic on the paid SEO side, for example, on the paid SEO project, we still need to figure out how to connect the media buying part with your landing page and with the to capture the whole funnel. So and there are of course a lot of other aspects like the rest of the industries are figuring out parallel to iGaming. So he is seeing the full attribution model.
Yeah.
So iGaming is still very focused on the last click attribution, and there are a lot of conversations about opening up for broader perspective, which are also facilitating internal.
Yeah, and it's even more important if you have different channels for acquisition, like because you have the SEO pages, you have affiliates, you have paid advertising. Of course, it matters what was the last step on the player's journey, but to understand how to get more of them, you need to know what happened before. So as Martin said, the first click attribution and actually the ability to see the whole player journey is becoming very, very important.
Yeah, I love that. And Martin, I'm really observing a shift from the old stereotype of an affiliate, generating kind of cheap traffic to super affiliates. They're kind of like full-blown media houses with influencers, streamers, etc. It also changes the way that operator affiliate partnerships are perceived. So how has this relationship really between operator and affiliate evolved? Are operators demanding more transparency right now on where the traffic comes from, or are they just happy as long as the FTDs are arriving?
I would say it still depends on how skilled and maybe how detailed is the affiliate team and the affiliate department. So we still observe the old school model when affiliate manager who's in charge of this corporation, they just need to see the traffic and FTDs, no matter the source. But these days, more and more operator, they lean towards more clearer perspective on LTV of the traffic. And from that, we hear that depending on the traffic source, the estimated LTV might be significantly different. Say Google Ads, the traffic from Google Ads is the highest. Then comes native advertising or mobile programmatic channels. And the last might be pop traffic. So even despite the fact that it might be a well-converting channel, you might get a different type of deal to start with, and it might depend on the fact what type of traffic you run, whether you get prepaid deal or not. So that's the main focus, and this conversation is happening also among affiliates. So from affiliate perspective, we see the huge value. Our clients are both affiliates and operators. If affiliate can prove a reliable source of data and reliable source of traffic to an operator, to get a better starting position in the cooperation.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for explaining that, Kamila.
Yeah, I just wanted to add one more thing that, the cost of acquisition is growing. So it's even more important now to make sure that the player you're gonna bring on board is not just gonna do one FTD and then he's gonna disappear, right? So I think that on the operator side, if you are able to have more information on the player, understand where he's coming from, what kind of sources, it's much easier to understand, okay, so what is going to bring me money in the future? And then you also have the other side of the story. Operators are opening up for media buying themselves, right? So if they understand more on how their affiliates are working and what kind of sources are converting for them, it's additional piece of information also if they want to do their own media buying.
Yeah.
And the other part of these equations are, of course, affiliates. And from their perspective, we see a huge tension regarding implementing accuracy in terms of metrics and optimization metrics. Because if you are an SEO affiliate, it might be a bit different. You build a website and then the conversions happen naturally. But for media affiliates, the cost of your traffic is a very important factor, which defines the profitability of your campaign. So you need instant and clear feedback where you make money and you don't. So that's why there's the pressure from affiliates to implement postbacks.
And then you have solutions like ours, right? So if they really need to know what is happening, they want to have real-time data, they want to be able to optimize on the spot, they can use solution like ours.
Yeah, amazing. And Martin, you mentioned Google, so I want to stop here for just 1 second. We've seen major platforms like Google and Meta really tighten the screws on gambling ads recently, and markets like Brazil are really regulating so rapidly. From a media buying perspective, does regulation kill traffic sources, or does it just force marketers to get smarter?
It doesn't kill. It requires you to be more orientated in terms of opportunities on the market and channels. So first of all, we see a huge growth in terms of agency providers, so accounts agency providers. So someone who can help you to verify and get connections with, especially for Meta, but also for Google Ads. Especially for gray market operators. So when you are licensed, but there are still some compliance factors to verify, this can help you to open the door. Alternatively, there is the new age and return of programmatic DSPs, so even pop traffic or push traffic, where licensing is or the compliance part is easier. And lastly, in terms of native advertising, platforms from that segment, they understand now more aspects of regulation. So, for example, it's much easier to get native approved on Curaçao license these days. So we see the opening of this, let's say, other part of non-mainstream sources.
Amazing.
And regulation is just another reason to diversify, right? Because that something like what happened in Brazil may happen everywhere, but when the door closes and a window is open, right? There are other countries in Latin America, like Mexico, that are really, really big right now. So if not this market, then another.
Yeah.
Plus the cost of the traffic. So Google, especially Google Ads on mobile, and especially on native traffic, native mobile, it's CPC is crazy these days.
Yeah.
So this alone could lead you, even though this is a profitable channel, when you break it down to ROI, sometimes a well-optimized pop or push traffic might have better ROI versus clear traffic on Google Ads.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to talk about markets for a moment. Which geos are really keeping you the busiest right now?
Our perspective is that we supply affiliates and operators running traffic globally. So we see the activities and tensions everywhere, especially like end of last year, before the changes in regulation for sweepstake casinos in the US. We saw a growth on that space. But I would say, like in the long-term perspective, Latin America with Mexico and Peru and Chile is on the rise. There is still a lot of traction for Southeast Asia, Thailand, Malaysia. These are the other factors there, and part of Africa, and especially Ghana or Mozambique or South Africa. They're also another green area in terms of our pricing inventory. But for example, if we have clients focused only in Europe, the traffic is stable there. So I don't think we see a region where we can notice a decline of the traffic volumes.
Yes, I would say that it's also very seasonal. I mean, for example, in India, when you have big sporting events, you can clearly see that a lot of traffic is just simply moved there. Or if you have Euro or World Championships. In our industry, there is this very high seasonality. But as Martin said, we don't really see a geo that is not performing, that is a no-go.
Yeah. This is a great point. And as we wrap up, I would like to also talk about AI. Surprise. Because everyone is talking about AI. Yeah, absolutely. And Volume has the traffic distribution AI and the automizer feature to auto-adjust bids and pause campaigns. I see that some media buyers fear that if they automate too much, they may lose their edge.
Yeah.
And where is the sweet spot for automation? What would you say?
Well, I would say that it really depends. It's hard to say. It depends what kind of sources you're running on, geos. If you're an affiliate and an operator, it definitely isn't wise to not use AI and not use automation and just do everything on your own, because it's not efficient, right? Like if you have automation tools, they can help you do more. They can help you improve your performance. We also have implemented different solutions, the one that you mentioned, that allow our clients to be more profitable. And I think that in the long term, we just really have to learn how to use AI, become friends with these tools, because it feels like they're here to stay, and I really believe that they can be very helpful.
Yeah, as long as we don't fully trust AI to do the job, there
Yes.
has to be some human interaction.
Yeah. If I can add, Martin, one more thing.
Yes.
So I think we all know that Meta announced that all their media buying is going to be automatic. It's going to be AI powered in 2026. They may not deliver on that promise like Google did with cookies a few years back, but we do believe that there will be this trend that media buying will become more automatic. There will be less things less areas that media buyers can influence, because AI will be helping them. So it's important to use these tools, to know how to use them, but still at the end of the day, you're the one that is responsible, right? The board or your CEO won't come to AI and ask why I'm spending money and I'm not making any money. At the end of the day, the humans are responsible. So let's just use whatever we can to do better.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I wanted to highlight. So the decision where to automate and to what extent is always a human decision.
Yes.
And the comparing the results, so the analytics and the A/B testing on these aspects is also a human part of the game. So it might happen that in the next couple of years, media buyers will become more like data analysts and testers or R&D departments. We see already in a couple of operators, they build their own R&D departments, and their job of the media buyers, instead of manually adjusting bids or managing campaigns, is to test new sources.
Yeah.
But with what's happening on the market, that there's new inventory, the growth in this segment of media buying, and also mainstream platforms entering iGaming space, we see that there will be a lot of projects for these people, for the specialists. So what we recommend very often in Volume is to start with semi-automation if you are concerned that maybe the automation and AI could disturb your performance. Then to set up a soft rules, so then to tell you where you should react, where you should make a decision, and then comparing the result and effectiveness, maybe some of the part of it to automate.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Martin, Kamila, thank you so much for sharing your insights today. How can our audience reach you?
The best is on LinkedIn, so you can find us easily, and I'm sure for the description of this interview there will be our LinkedIn profiles, or simply go to our websites, and then in 1 minute you can get into our conversation with our team, and we are happy to assist with any tracking or media buying topic.
Amazing. So thank you again for coming over to this podcast and sharing your insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Magda.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of IGB, Barcelona and ICE.
And thank you to everyone watching. We hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And follow us for more episodes like this one.